So Lloyds Bank has introduced a brand new switch-in bonus running from May until July, and it's worth 150 quid. In this video, I'll take you through who can get it and then how to get it. So let's start off with who can get this switching deal. Now, it's only open to people who open up a new current account with Lloyds, one of three different current accounts: the Club Lloyds, the Club Lloyds Silver, or the Club Lloyds Platinum. You have to open up one of these brand new. So if you already have one of those accounts, it could be a little bit more complicated. We'll come back to that later on. You also cannot have had a switching bonus from Lloyds, or, and this is a new bit for this deal, Halifax. So either Lloyds or Halifax, if you've had switching cash from them since April 2020, you're also going to be ruled out. Now this is interesting. It's the first time, because Lloyds and Halifax are part of the same banking group, it's the first time that one of the switching deals has referred to the other bank. So you can assume that when Halifax have an offer after this, normally, let's say one will launch in June or July, most likely, that will probably also say if you've had money from Lloyds in the bank as well as Halifax, you won't be able to get it. But that's pretty much it. So if you are brand new to Lloyds or do not have one of those accounts right now, those three accounts, it's a very, 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 very simple process in order to switch. You open one of them up. We'll talk about the different accounts in a moment, but I would probably go for just a normal Club Lloyds account. You open it up, you switch from a different bank. That's it. Has to be a different bank, okay, so not from Lloyds Bank, but from a different bank, switch into it, and then you'll get paid that money, that 150 quid, within 3 working days of the switch completing. Now, seeing as a switch generally will take you 10 days, you're looking at 2 weeks to get this cash. You might get it a little bit sooner, but broadly 2 weeks, which is a really, really fast option for you when compared to all the different switching deals. So, simple, okay, you've got it, but what happens if you already have a Club Lloyds account? This is where it gets a little bit more complicated because you can only have one personal Club Lloyds account and one joint Club Lloyds account. So you could, if you've got a Club Lloyds account right now, essentially that means you could open up a joint account and switch into that, but you would only get one bonus from that, one lot of 150 quid. And if the other person has already had 150 quid or any other switching deal from Lloyds or Halifax in the past, then you won't get it at all. So I wouldn't go down that route. What I would do instead is to downgrade your Club Lloyds account, your existing Club Lloyds account, to a classic Lloyds account. When you do that, there will be some knock-ons from your existing account. So if you have a lifestyle benefit, and we'll talk about those in a moment, that is currently running, it's a good chance that will stop. And also if you have the regular saver, and I'll talk about that again later on, there's a good chance that will be closed down. So this isn't gonna be one for everyone, but it's possible. If you really wanna get hold of that cash, then you can downgrade that account rather than close it, then open up a new Club Lloyds account and then switch into that from a different bank. And that's how you would get around that rule that you has to be a brand new account. Previous offers from Lloyds have let you switch into an existing account or upgrade an existing account into a Club Lloyds account and then switch into those. But sadly, that has been ruled out in these new rules. So again, it'll be a little bit tougher for people to get it, but it's not impossible. So let's talk again now about which account to go for. So there are 3 different accounts that are eligible for this offer. There's the Club Lloyds, the Club Lloyds Silver, and the Club Lloyds Platinum. The last 2 are what's known as packaged accounts. So they come with insurances. Travel insurance, the Silver is for Europe, the Platinum is for worldwide, and there's also other insurances, breakdown cover, and things that come with that. It's worth having a look. The Silver one is £10 a month. The Platinum one is £21 a month. Silver one could be decent value for money if that works for you, particularly with just European travel. The worldwide one at £21, the Platinum, you may find there are different packaged accounts at different banks which offer better value for money. And of course, you might be better off just getting your insurance separately in other ways. You might already be covered by another product that you've got. So most people, I would say, avoid those 2 accounts and focus instead on the Club Lloyds account. Now, all 3 of these accounts do have a fee of £3 every single month. So the Club Lloyds, that's the only fee. For the other 2 accounts, that's on top of those ones I mentioned just now, but this is easily avoidable. All you need to do is pay £2,000 into the account every single month. And as long as you do that, that £3 fee is wiped out. Now, this does not have to be in one go. So you could put in £500, the same £500, put it in, take it out, put it in again, take it out, do that 4 times or whatever, £250 8 times, whatever it might be. You just have to have a total of £2,000 into that account in that calendar month for that fee to be withdrawn. Be careful of doing too many of these transactions in the same day. Space them out a little bit because it could trigger some kind of fraud warnings potentially, but on the whole, most of you, £2,000 might be fine from an account you've got elsewhere, or your salary comes in, you pay that in and it goes off somewhere else. It doesn't need to stay in the account. Do that and it wipes out that £3 fee. Another reason about this Club Lloyds account, I said these are the things that might, if you've already got one, you might lose, but if you haven't, they're well worth knowing about. Extra perks that you get with it alongside that switch-in bonus. So the first of these is the lifestyle benefits. I've spoken about them quite a lot here on the channel in the past because I'm a big fan of the account, just getting this Club Lloyds account for these freebies because it's very low maintenance. You get a choice of 6 free cinema tickets, Disney Plus, or a magazine subscription, and that lasts for an entire year. You can't change it halfway through. You have to wait for the year to come around, but then you can either change what you want or stick with what you've got, and you'll get that same freebie again or a different freebie for the next 12 months. And it won't cost you anything as long as you're putting that £2,000 into the month, every month into the account. So that's really, really great. So a year of Disney Plus, 6 cinema tickets, I think is really worth getting this on top. There's also a very high paying regular saver, or a monthly saver as Lloyds call it. This pays 6.25% and you can put up to £400 into this account every single month, making it one of the better regular savers out there. It's not the top of the table. There is a 7% one from First Direct, but that only lets you pay in £3,000. So this one evens out a little bit. It's well worth looking at it. Incidentally, you can also open up a standard Lloyds monthly saver, which is at 5.25% and lets you pay up to £250, but that's more money again you can get at a relatively decent rate of interest. So they are all nice little extras you get with that Club Lloyds account. So I absolutely recommend that you do give that one a go. One thing I want to cover here though is that when the offer ran early this year, January, February time, it was slightly different in how it was constructed, but it was also worth £200. So this is quite a significant drop down by £50 to £150. Now that offer was just for packaged accounts, the ones with that monthly fee. Now, I didn't see that as a problem last time because you could get the offer, get the £200, and then once you had the money, downgrade that packaged account to the classic account, which would mean at most you pay 1 month of that fee. At best, you might not pay anything at all because often it was pro-rated down depending on the number of days you had it, maybe just a few pence or a few quid. Now, I don't know whether that deal will come back again at that higher rate. I know last year this happened, so we had the higher £200 offer for the packaged accounts, the lower £150 offer for the standard accounts. If it does come back, maybe it's worth waiting for that extra £50 and then downgrading once you've got the account to the Club Lloyds account. So you can still have it, but you won't. You'll get an extra £50, you'll still get the freebies, and you won't have that monthly fee. Your choice whether you want to do that or not. So combined, the regular saver at 6.25%, the lifestyle benefit, and the £150 cash, I think this is a really, really good deal to go for. But if you are someone who is new to bank switching, it's important that you do check out the other deals that are running right now. I did talk about these in my most recent bank account news update from a few weeks ago, but I'll give you a quick rundown on what's available right now. There is £200 available from NatWest, RBS, or Ulster. Technically, it is one of those three, not all three, but many of you have shown over in my Facebook community that you've been able to get 2 or 3 of those. So you might want to go for those. £200 is worth more money. You also, with the RBS and NatWest accounts, get access to a regular saver paying 6.17%. So that one is worth looking at. Not as good as this one, but still gives you something, although albeit the most £150 you can pay into it every single month. HSBC has a £200 switching deal right now, and First Direct has a £175 switching deal right now. You cannot get both of those, or at least that's what the terms and conditions say. So you've got to choose one or the other. Of course, First Direct does come with that 7% regular saver, so they're worth looking at. Most of those are all relatively easy switches to do. Again, check out the terms and conditions I've got on the blog as well. I've written a bit more analysis of all of them and all the information. So look at all of those, check out those videos, work out which one you want to go for. It is potentially possible that because this Lloyds one is paying so fast, and we know when it ends, we know it ends on the 17th of July, although sometimes it could be pulled back, it could end sooner, but you've got time to do one of the other switches and come back to this one and do this one afterwards, because the other ones do not have a company have an end date. So again, weigh that all up, see out what is best for you. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos right here for more tips to be a pro bank switcher.